Give me a goofy look on the face. Now give me a goofy look, seriously.
Like what kind of?
Just a goofy, stand up straight.
Like what kind of?
Just any goofy look that comes to your head. Come on, like, oh my God, a reduction on the turbo arc. Look, that's your.
I don't. You can do it.
Come on, you do
I
one, I'll
don't
do
look.
one.
I always look stupid.
You do one, I'll do one. Come on.
I don't understand like what look you're doing.
I don't know. Here, do me. Here, get right up there so you can put it in the frame. Come on. I'm trying to get a good thumbnail for this video, but somebody's being camera shy.
My goofy looks are better when they just happen.
Tell them what we got.
A razor.
A razor. Yeah, we got it.
The usual.
We got this big Turbo R 4-seater crammed in the shop with everything else. We're doing gear reduction on this. It's already geared low. Low gear than what our razors are. But it just, God wants more, so we can give it a little more. We're doing 13-ish% in stage 3. There's a couple different options in that location. That'll reduce everything 13-ish%. And then high gear in these things, let us know what you think. High gear is just way too high. I mean, what do you say, 92 mile an hour stock before it hits the speed limiter. So we got the high gear reduction. It's going to put it back down like Pro XP, XPT gearing, which is roughly, crunch the numbers, 21%. So that's what we're going to do. It's basically, anybody watching this for a how-to, it is basically the same as Pro XP. You just got different parts right in there, but all comes out the same process. Once you get axles pulled, she's over there making a mess. Here's stuff dropping. So yeah, so if you need the know-how of all of this to get it out of the way, just check out our going low on the Pro, I think it's called, video, and that'll show you getting all that off. But just for this video, not to bore you to death, we're just gonna pop the transmission out and we'll get it on the cart, and then we'll show you what gears we're swapping out and go from there. So it's this, for all you that don't know, is so if we're running, and I'm getting to hate the use of percentages because it's dumb, but if we're running, you know, the 53% low in our rigs, this from factory low gear has an extra 13% on top of that. So it's ready for 35s and 37s. All you just needs our clutch kit that we're going to be releasing once we get the parts in for it, to really make that happen. But high gear is too high. That's what a lot of people have said, right? So we're going to address that, get it down low, and to my knowledge, this is going to be really close to as low as you can go inside the transmission. If you do it by the percentages, you come up with something stupid like 79% or something like that, low. Yeah. But really, you know, it's all about the turns. How many turns the secondary goes out to the wheels. You know, you don't hear Jeeps and trucks talking about percentages. They're just counts, revolutions, turns, all that. But everybody's stuck on the percentages, and they're usually wrong, and they're all kind of off a little bit, but you just, you gotta do it, I guess. So enough rambling. She's already getting to work, and we will see you guys. If we run into anything special, we'll find something. But
well, I found a coolant leak. I guess that's not special.
I wouldn't think it's special. Yeah,
It stinks.
this got a coolant leak. Where get the transmission out and see. It's somewhere in between the transmission and motor. Probably just a hose not tightened or something. So
17 years later. I'm
Still going up.
jacking.
You might need another block. Did you get it? You're still on the ground. Is that all it's got?
I don't think yet.
That's all it's got.
Dang.
More travel. This sucker's wide. So we're gonna yank it out. If we come across anything we think it might be informational or whatever, we'll hop on here and let you know. If not, we'll see you when we get the transmission out. I'll show you what we're doing in there. All right, we got the transmission out, and it pains me, to keep on filming without Amber. This sucker, we got into it, the seal's leaking, and we ain't got one, surprisingly. I think it's something old Steve forgot to reorder to keep in stock. We try to keep everything for these in stock. You use it. So I say before, about went on without you guys, and I said Amber's not here, and sucks to keep making a video without her, but we'll see what she says. But so anyway, the cover plate, I went ahead and took that off, put the transmission in high like always, and take the 5 bolts off, take your gear sensor selector thingy, take that off. That's a 13. That just has an E-clip, pops off out of there. And just pull all that out the way after it's in high gear. And then we're gonna go around and bust loose all the case bolts on it. And then we'll get inside and see what it's all about. And Amber, bless her little heart, and stuff we do for you guys come to the shop is she's making a 3-hour round trip to pick up this seal. So we make sure everything's done right. We don't just sweep it under the table. And that's just a 12 to pop them off. And if anybody ever does bearings or needs to take the snorkel out on a Pro XP or Turbo R, that piece there is a different part number than a regular turbo. But Super ATV has, we sell these snorkel tools, but it's a turbo. That works. That's how you get that out. But that tool's really cheap, and it's done really good. We've used the crap out of it, and it's what, $65 or something like that. So if you ever need one, save yourself a couple $100 and just buy the Super ATV one. It's it works good. So you got your little ears here to pry up on. Might need to set the camera down. Sammy can't hold on to everything all at once. All right, so 2 hands to get the brand new transmission peeled apart. So Turbo R transmission comes factory from Polaris with the 2567 low gears. To my knowledge, that's as low as we can go right there. And then so we got in here is the 23 tooth reverse shaft, which makes it go really low. So the stage 3 that we're changing out is this shaft right there, the idler shaft, and that gear. And that shaft, that gear, you're gonna get us 13%. And for the high gear problems is, dang, look at that. Anybody who's been in here, that high gear is massive right there. That's huge. Look, I mean, it's right there against the case. So really super high gear. Great if you want to go fast. If you want to go real fast, put a 29 tooth, 2944 right there. I'd be curious to see, you know, top speed and high gear with that setup for somebody who wants a Ricky Bobby and go fast. Be curious. Anybody done it? Let me know. Let us know. Put it in the comments. So yeah, so high gear. We're in. There, so I'll set this aside. Trying to do all this at once. Just remove that stuff. There, and then pop out your reverse gear. And this is another one though. And this usually comes out as a big cluster, so I don't know if I can do it with you guys in my hand or not. Let me sit you down. All right, 2 hands got it all loose here. So probably need 2 hands still to make sure I don't drop anything. That reverse shaft. Idler. And look at that. That is freaking huge. Oops. All right, so it's all out, kinda. We gotta pull that out, and that is a what is that? A number 5. There you go. We're gonna go ahead and replace that with the thick plate, just because, you know, we're multiplying the torquosities in here, and we just want to be as good as we can be. So let me get that pulled out. Just take out those 6 bolts. It lifts right out, and we'll get to changing around some gears. Look at this. This is the stage 2 gear to go with. That thing's massive. Massive. So, you know, there's your, this is a 44 tooth that goes with the 29 tooth reverse shaft. And just look at the difference. So that's, what would you say? That's roughly about 39% difference right there. Roughly. So I'll pop this out, and that's a 2-handed job. And yeah, when I get to swapping that in high gear, we'll get back on here best we can. Without Amber. Amber, we miss you. Come back. All right, it's been just a few minutes. I already forget what I've done. So we're starting with the pinion shaft, and because that's where that stage 3 replaces that gear. Went ahead and pulled off the bearing. I went ahead and pressed that off, and we're gonna go ahead and upgrade that. And I mean, there's why you upgrade. Sandcraft is what we use. We can get you hooked up with this stuff. Comes with longer bolts to you know, allow for the difference of the thickness. So I'll just pop that on, and here's our gear. So we're reductorizing. It's, you know, smaller, bigger. And this stage 3 kit is the Super ATV stage 3. My opinion, especially like with their 1000 output shaft pinion gear setup, it could be arguably the best one out there. It's the only one, I won't say the only one that, because anybody can break anything, you know what I'm saying? But as far as their gears go, I mean, they're just as good as quality and as anything else that we get. So yeah, so we'll do this. All right, so yeah, you see, if you can see, yeah, we're a little bigger. So got our plate back on. We'll put that on there. Oh, of course, when you take them off, you got the snap ring and washer. I'll press this back on. I'll put the snap ring and washer back on, bearing back on, and then we'll get the idler shaft. Let's see where it is, right there, waiting to be swapped out. So yeah, I'll press this stuff on, and we'll keep moving. All right, idler shaft time to complete the stage 3. Once again, that's the Super ATV. We can hook you up on that. Okay. They look little. There you can tell. So a little smaller than that one to get a reduction. So we're gonna pop both these bearings off, you know, with the puller there. Mess of tools. We'll pop those bearings off. You got a snap ring washer, pop them off. Pop that gear off, and we'll put everything we pop off onto the new shaft. So, new idler shaft on. Everything's good to go. Super ATV. I mean, that pressed on, just everything presses on just like it was OEM, so it's good parts to use. I'll set that over there, ready to get cleaned up. So now we're off to high gear. Put a pile of parts from some previous transmission work. It's our input shaft in high gear. So there we go. So we got to remove the 2 bearings and put them on the input shaft. So let's see. Just show you how crazy this high gear is. If I can get this open. Come on, get out. So huge difference in high gear. I can't remember the teeth counts off the top of my head. It's a big difference. It's like I said before, it's roughly 21%. So I'm gonna press these off, press them back on, and then we have high gear on the reverse shaft to match up with that one, and we'll be good to go. Hold up! Steve about messed up. Amber's not around to keep me in line. Stuff almost happens. I did forget to mention, we do have to, this is the old shaft, we do have to take low gear and put it on there. So that comes with the low gear already on it. So we're gonna take that off and swap that to the new shaft. There we go. I about forgot to tell you guys that, and I look like a dummy. So that's what we're doing now. All right, so we're on the reverse shaft. We got all that pressed back on, and that's ready to go. 25 tooth gear off the turbo bar, the new input shaft, 2 bearings. So just pulled the bearing off the reverse shaft on the high gear side. That's high gear. So this is the super fast high gear, and there's the normal high gear. So yeah, do a little bit more reductorizing. Right there, you just swap those out. Put that washer back on. And the snap ring. Think I can do a snap ring one-handed? I doubt it. Amber! Amber, help! Help! Yeah. There we go. Anytime you're working on the reverse shafts, always make sure your snap rings are all in the right place. That's been the #1 problem, issue people ran into when doing it themselves that we've helped with that watch our video how to do it. So yeah, we just we'll pop that back on, and then all that's done. So we just gained roughly 21% in high reduction and another 13% in all gears. And let's slap this thing back together. One thing I did forget to say is when we switch that high gear out, we have to switch that engagement dog out too, because you know this is what your normal one looks like, and there's the Turbo R. So it's set in, so if you don't swap that out, your high gear is only catching that engagement dog by the tiniest little bit, so that would be almost instant trouble. But that's it. And there we go. It's back together in the shift forks. But so now you know we got the 2567, 2350, and then stage 3, and then the high gear reduction. And remember when I showed you earlier in the video how close that gear was in there. It's freaking insane. So we're just going to Permatex Ultra Gray that back up, put the case on it, and that's it. So just remember when you put your shift forks in there that you want your drum to be in high gear. So it's going to be, that slot there is high gear, so it's going to be sitting in there, you know, like that ish. And then you're all set. So you know, Turbo R gear reduction, who would have thunk it, as low as they are from the factory. It's just not enough for some people. So especially high gear is too high for almost anybody riding the way we ride. So if you need your high gear swapped out, you want the 13% swapped out, you want to go low, then let us know. So I'm just going to glue that back together, and Amber's got the seal. She's on her way back. For any of you freaking out because you know we didn't put the seal in yet, is it comes in from the outside, so it's not going to hurt. You know, we change them on the machine when they go bad, so it's a pain in the butt, but we can. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and glue it together, get some quick dry crap on there, and we'll catch up here in a minute when she gets back, see how much trouble I am for doing a video without her. Not that I would be, but I love having her with me. You know, she's the reason why we started the channel. So we just figured that this was some good information for people. And also, you know, if you're not a Turbo R transmission, we can get you that 23 tooth reverse shaft and 50 tooth gear. You just have to grind out a little bit. If you're an XPT, you just have to grind out a little bit on your case. It's no big deal. They've been doing it out west for years. I think that's about it. So we got some more options with all this gearing. And let us know what you think. Are you running this gearing? Let us know what you think. So I'm gonna fish up, see her when she gets back. Let her bring it home. Thanks. One more thing, guys. This is why it needs to be in. This needs to be in high gear. It's a keyed shaft, and get your dots One dot over there goes in between the two dots over there. And this dude right here has got a key in it. It goes right there. That one's got a key in it. If you watched our videos before, you know this. Yeah, you know as good as we do. So there you go. And we're just gonna pop that spring in there. Anybody ever have trouble popping these springs in or out? That's what I like to do. Get it started like that, and then you can just, well, you know, one finger and one hand in it again. There is, you know, two hands and press it down in there. Hold on. See, two hands. It's down in there without whoosh, going all the way over there. So ultra gray that up, and follow the instructions on the ultra gray, and you're good to go. Turbo R gear reduction, right there. Look who it is. How was it?
It was terrible. It was over 3 hours, I think. My butt hurts.
3 hours round trip to get a seal.
Where is it? I mean, you
for
can...
that. I'll put it on the table over there.
I'm going to show what 3 hours of my work produced. I drove 3 hours for this.
A $70 seal.
Ugh. Poor me.
So, I'm sure the customer greatly appreciates it. I'm sure they appreciate it. I appreciate it, and anybody future just knows that we take care of you.
That's not nice.
So we're gonna get some. Oh my gosh, snap rings and a washer.
I know. What is this?
The input shaft came with a brand new. Well, it doesn't look brand new anymore.
Oh.
But a brand new low gear. So so we got extra parts. So yeah, we had extras to swap over the low gear.
I'm the shop police.
She is. We missed her greatly, you know, me and Steve doing this by ourselves because we didn't have any oversight. So, nope. Love having her in the shop with me. Like I said, she's the reason that all this is going on and possible. It was her idea to do all this, so it's led from one thing to another and just chasing the dream. Although
most of the time it's a dream.
Sometimes it's like a nightmare.
Might need one of these.
So we thought we were done with that video, but as we were putting together the clutch kit and everything, our clutch kit for the gear reductions, and we got the Turbo R clutch kit coming next week, maybe this week. I don't know when we edit the video. So we got our clutch kit in, the Turbo R, with 21% in high and 13 more in all gears. So it's low. I took it for a test drive and it feels different. A good different. It's surprisingly different, because for everybody who wants to stack up, you know, everybody, there's a bad thing about going by the percentages is I don't like them. But so basically this thing would be like 79% gear reduction in low, and you'd still run 20 mile an hour, and man, it feels smooth. So it's ready for some 37s or maybe 39s if it'll fit it in there. Go take a little, you don't have to climb over nothing since it's cold, but because I know you're freezing, but just see how it feels.
I got a windshield. I don't even know what to do. I feel like a little grandma, like I'm up on this. I can actually reach with the seat light sides forward enough. I can reach the pedal. Look.
The first razor she can sit in and see and reach the pedals and all that. I just wanted to get her 2 cents. because I can tell a big difference in the way it feels, and that might make me add a little reduction into mine, possibly. Still stay on 35s, but she's smiling.
That's bad. I want one.
Doesn't that feel different?
I like it.
You would think going that low with the low, that low would be like, there wouldn't be anything there.
Doesn't feel like no 79%. Well, I mean, you know, by the math, but no, it's really smooth, and I got it up to 20, and it didn't sound wound.
No, 20 sounds like about 25 on our gearing, so, which that would be about right because we only dropped low 13%. So, or no, that would be 26% from our low because we don't have the turbo R.
Yeah, this thing doesn't have a tune, and it's still, I mean, it feels like it's got a lot more pep than most of the four-seaters.
It picks up the front end on it, and that's a lot because when you jack one of these big heavy turds up,
It's huge.
you can feel that the turbo R is a little heavier than the previous models. So,
Do I park Machete out here and be like, that's what happened to your razor air protection, and then just keep this?
yeah. So, turbo R gear reduction options. Another machine we can put our clutch kit on it, and be on the lookout because everybody's saying, "Oh my God, OEM clutching is the best for gear reduction," and it's good. It's a good starting point. It's great for people who don't really maybe get into too much stuff or maybe get into too much stuff. I don't know. We've ran into issues, so we got our clutch kits for gear reduction, and then a clutch kit for a regular geared turbo R coming this week. But we're gonna do a video on the we're gonna do a video on the OEM clutching versus fanboy brand clutching versus our clutching, and we'll do it on the data logs so you can see the results instead of just relying on the butt dyno.
Gonna let me take it wheeling this weekend?
Probably not.
Probably not.
So thanks again, guys. Gear reductions on the turbo R, hit us up. We'll have parts and the clutches, clutch kits and all that ready to go. So thank you.